morning to all you TIs, fellow TIs out there. What I wanted to go over was, and let me check the meter. Check the meter. And you can see where they got it at right now. And as soon as I started recording, they turned it down. I'm glad I caught it though. But as you can see, I caught it right at over 1,000. And I'm sitting on the couch. I don't even care even if they did turn it down. 400 to 300 is still not normal. None of that is normal. None of that is normal at all. So, but I wanted to go over, some of you may have ordered as far as some things as far as fast food or some type of pizza, whatever. You got to be careful because they will go to these places and they'll either lace the food up with something. You may have had experiences to where they will come up to you and they will constantly try to offer stuff to you. They will offer food or even products or something. You don't want to accept anything from a perp, period. And as far as cigarettes are concerned, those things could be laced with marijuana. As far as any water is concerned, that stuff could be laced with some type of poisonous toxins. In my case, they laced my Domino's pizza up with some type of nano substance, as well as the hot wings that I was eating. I didn't know what this stuff was at the time. All I knew was that I knew for the first part of my situation, as far as me being stalked and everything. I knew that, but what I didn't know was what I did not know was the part of I don't even care if they even turn it down. You can see this because you see, this is why I say you want this setup, because it makes it so much easier to catch them in the act. They can't move as fast as that. So by the time you already got it, you already done got it. So I mean, it's already out there in the open. But what I wanted to go over is there's two scenarios to this. First off, normally if you're ordering anything from as far as any type of fast food restaurants and something like that, from any type of food delivery services or anything like that, or even if you go to the restaurant themselves, you got to understand they will F with your food. They will do that. They will F with anything that they try to hand you. Anything that they will give you, it is complete sinister intent behind all of that. All of that. There is something, you better believe there is something sinister behind that. So I'm telling you, if perps offer you anything at all, don't accept it. Don't. But there's a beauty in disguise about this. If they do something like this at the actual restaurant where you're ordering your food from, you can actually you can file for a legal action of food tampering. If they do something like this, you can take them to court, their organizations, and literally sue the mess out of the workers who tampered with your food. This is something within legal boundaries that you can actually get a lawyer and actually handle with. On another basis, as far as legal actions, if someone was to tamper with your food along with using the food transportational services, and you file a report on that, and the restaurant denies any tampering, but you got evidence that something was tampered with your food, and you can actually, as you receive, what you want to do is you want to have the camera out as you're receiving that food, so you got the driver's face and everything. You're already going to have their name and all that stuff displayed with the app and stuff that you're using. This goes as far as anything from Uber Eats. This goes as far as from anything else, not just Uber Eats, but also, and I'm getting low on battery here, but just bear with me on that. From Uber Eats to just about any other thing similar to that, even Grubhub. Places, stuff like that. You gotta understand, you can actually, you can literally F with these people back. So don't think that just because they're Fing with you, you can't play the same, the same stuff on them to literally mess with them back as a means of getting even. I'm not saying allow the stuff to basically get you to the point to where you become like them. I'm just saying get it to the point to where you can actually show them that you're not going to be pushed around, that you're not going to allow this to take place, that you will take action if need be, but not in a threatening manner. Don't allow them to push you into that perspective. because if they do, then well they win in a high sense. But yeah, basically, if there's any problems with any of your food, you just file. Again, you could file for legal repercussions for that. When you go up to the store, up to any type of fast food restaurant, record in there and show everything that they're doing. The best ones you want are the ones where you can clearly have a clear visual of the kitchen. If you don't have a clear visual of that kitchen, don't go there. Go to where you can actually see what they're doing, precisely what they're doing. Because what one thing I noticed is they will, and I didn't eat this food, by the way. So some of it I didn't eat it, and it wasn't until I had caught on to what they were doing. If they can't hide the stuff in the kitchen, what they're trying to do, what they would do is they'll pop. If you see them at all, go around the corner to where you cannot see them, and they're handling your food. Don't accept that food. Don't. And submit a report, and literally put them on the line as much as they have been desperately trying to put you on the line. Again, you're not weak. A lot of things are not outside of your boundaries. They would want you to think like that, but it really isn't. What I want to do is, I believe that if you like the best type of method as far as the EMF gauges, I'm gonna be honest. The best thing you can do is have a video, a three-way video, right? A three-way video or a two-way video format. And what you do is you have an EMF meter on your person as well as a body cam. So basically what you can do, and also the body cam, you can turn it to where it face you. You can turn it to where it face wherever you're going. And what it does is it records for approximately 24 hours. So the entire time that you're being beamed, the entire time that any of this stuff is on you, because again, like this is not normal. Right? This is not even supposed to be on nobody. 400. I don't even care if they turn it down. That's still not normal levels at all. Like there shouldn't even be levels like this whatsoever. Just from sitting here like this. But they would want you to think that. So as of right now, no, they're not going to turn it any farther down than they did. But they don't want it to be heightened up like it was. But again, I caught it. As you can see, the minute I did, they turned it down. But unfortunately for their systems, I can move a lot faster. But you know something? The depth of this, the very depth of this leads me to believe that, because I thought the stuff had to be processed through the computer before they could see anything, but apparently, I'm guessing it's either that they have cameras and stuff installed in your place of home, which I sincerely believe, and there's actually a AI Terminator sound that you can use, but I don't know if these are for like spy bugs or for nanites that are inside the human body. And I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, as for me, if anybody else out there, I'm telling you right now, with the way this nation is going, your best bet is really to move out of the U.S. Because judging by the technology standards of where they're going, they're pushing for RFID chips to be implanted in people. They're pushing for nanotechnology. They're pushing for nanotechnology to be common practice in the hospitals. They're pushing for this. And you don't, at this point, like, you really don't want that stuff in you, because basically, I mean, you're not gonna have much of a control over your body. It's already getting to a point to where there's the telepathic thought processes. But it's always one thing I always have a saying of: God is always watching. Jesus loves all of us. So you got to understand, if we can have a sense of reasoning, if we can have a sense of reasoning thought, then you know for a fact God is gonna realize that there's some foul. You're gonna know for 100% of a shadow of a doubt there's some foul play going on behind the scenes. He sees this. So I mean, don't think that based off the manipulation of what this organization is doing, counts as your own sins. You just have to be willing to be yourself, be better, be better. Don't allow them to consume you into what they are trying to convert you into. And don't ever forget, you're not alone. They would want you to. They would desperately try to isolate you, make you feel helpless, make you feel like there's no one out there to look up to. They will shatter your friendships. They will shatter your family ties, and they will incriminate you to the highest bidder that they possibly can, even if that means bending your own will against you. I know one thing. I'm dedicating my life to helping all TIs out there as best I can. I highly recommend you, if you're watching this right now, I solely plead for you to invest in a body cam. Invest in one. I've seen videos to where these people do stunts and act out in such an incriminating manner, in a way that they try to make things seem like how should I say, they'll make things they'll make things up. They will literally orchestrate things in order to make it seem like you're an aggressor, you're a person who is breaking the law, when in fact you really are just minding your own business and just trying to live your life. These people's sole objective is to literally jeopardize your life to the highest bidder. Is to literally submit your life into a form of suffering until your will is set forth to a form of submission. Don't give them your will. For the only time that you will lose is when you lose your will to live. To live, to move on, to thrive, and to survive. Don't let them take that from you. God's always watching. Jesus will always be by all of our sides. Even to the gang stalkers, Jesus loves them too. But at the same time, I don't think no pain in this world at all. I don't believe any pain in this world is worth eternal damnation, is any greater than eternal damnation. I don't believe no amount of trinkets. I don't believe no type of money, no type of not even sex, not even materialistic possessions is worth eternal damnation. None of it is. But they would the devil's minions would have you believe so. They use these things to distract you. But remember, life within itself is a trial. It's a trial for both success and error. They're going to be bad times. They're going to be good times. In my case, what I did was I looked for several different outlets on dealing with certain things. Also, before I even go any farther, I will give out a warning. I don't know how true this is. I did recommend binaural beats, but I recommend people to do a little bit more research, because I may end up trying to find something else. They do have some other meditative methods besides binaural beats and stuff like that. They do have some other type of sound methods that you can use for meditation. I would recommend checking those out. But as far as binaural beats concerned, as far as itself, I would do a bit of research before actually using that. And it was gracious enough for a person to actually mention in a comment section on another channel that the possible hazards for that, how it's unnatural for your nervous system, for your nerves. But But yeah, as far as my generator, I've already got the coil built. Um, unfortunately, I did not discharge the compressor, so I might have to be careful about that. I need to at least isolate it into a safe environment before I discharge it, and then I should be able to make the EMP generator. But anybody who's looking to do that, I recommend you to get, if you have eaten any kind of canned goods, I recommend you to get that metallic particles out of your body first. Do that, do a detox, and you'll end up in the same situation I am right now. They beam me with this stuff, but it doesn't have as much of an effect as it did when it first started. Back when I was younger, the symptoms that I had the itchiness on the head. I've had that to where it felt like something was like itching up there. That where they even describe some even describe it as pins and needles. When you press down on it, you can feel that. I've had that. It wasn't as severe as it is now, but I've had it at a younger age. As far as anybody else who's going through the same thing, you gotta understand, the one thing that they do not want, and I already know for a fact, because I'm a living witness, they do not want targeted individuals to band together. They don't want us to band together at all. What I believe, here's my solutions, or whatever. Actually, I've already went over one of them, but here's what I think that would mostly benefit. I believe targeted individuals should band together. Reinnovate, make our own town. Make our own particular town. And have constant monitorization on the vital parts of that town, such as the water systems, such as the electrical towers. But honestly, I don't even think we really should have that because, they use that. So maybe maybe having something like that may not be a good idea. But yeah, I mean, look at how the Amish live. They don't have any of that, and yet they live way longer, and they seem just fine with life. So maybe a life without technology may not be so bad. I mean, we will still, it would still have a situation where we can keep tabs on things as far as the vital parts to where we can't, because as far as the vital parts like the water systems and all that, definitely got to have that monitored. But I say both monitored and locked down from outside interference, honestly, because I've seen so much attempts at tampering with stuff from these gang stalkers. It's not even funny. They will go as far as literally snoop through your entire home, through your underwear drawer, through your dirty drawers, through your socks, through your dirty clothes, through your electronics, through your photo albums. They will snoop through your contacts. They will snoop through your friends list. They will snoop and try to find every little bit of information about you. These information about a targeted individual is like cocaine to them. It's very highly addictive, and once they get a taste, they will never stop. It's almost just also like the Terminator. It has no sense of feeling, no sense of remorse. The only thing about it is just to cause terror for the targeted individuals. That is its sole purpose, and it will do anything in its power to continue that process. It will even lie just so it can get away with its terrorism in order to continue terrorizing the person of interest afterwards. That's why I can't even see myself calling these people anymore, because they act so much indifferent from that, And I fully blame this system for doing this, because it seems like its technology is primarily bent towards actually creating criminals. It hires people who are already known to be criminals in order to turn or make someone else out to be a criminal. So basically, they use the whole option of sense of justice as a front, but in reality, it's a complete lie. I honestly wish I was able to be there to protect my mom from this, but there's no way she would have. There's no way she probably wanted me to know about this, mostly for my own protection. Um, as far as I can tell right now, as far as I know, one thing still remains the same in that I'm gonna continue to try to reach out, but I will warn you that if they will do desperately try to block off your communications. As far as I'm pretty certain like there's got to be more than just one targeted individual in the area that I'm at. There's bound to be more. But the thing is, like, you gotta understand, they desperately try to cut off communications. Some of them may even be homeless. Some of them may not. Some of them may be in such a huge scenario situation that they don't even go on social media anymore. One thing I realized is that they're actually afraid of you from using social media. But at the same time, it benefits them, but at the same time they're afraid of it because first off, with you using that gives you more of a connection to other people going through the exact same thing. Not to mention that also house thousands and thousands of information pieces that you can use to nullify your own targeting experience. And stuff that you wouldn't have known before, you obviously ended up finding out about it now since you've experienced what you've gone through. So what I'm basically trying to explain here is that use your targeting experience as a means to better protect yourself. You know. Whatever they're doing, whatever they're trying, whatever you're feeling, whatever's going on, remember that feeling and then do some research on it. Do some research on it. I know that the minute I see any type of odd behavior, that pretty much if I'm going somewhere, there's gonna be a gang stalker there. If I'm walking out the door, I already know they're gonna be out there. If I'm going into my home, I already know they're gonna be waiting for me. I already know the minute I get on the elevator, from when I'm coming back, they're gonna be around there. I know this. But one thing I want to point out again, and I will keep saying this to all target individuals: film stuff for evidence, but you must understand. Be mindful of the laws in your state, because I'm telling you, if you go forward with the evidence you have and you didn't do your editing and you didn't look up the laws in your state and you ended up making the mistake of recording video on private property, they can use that against you. Audio is one thing, but you got to understand the laws differ between both video and audio, and the laws are completely different from within every state. In the one I'm in, any conversation you're in with a person, you can record. As you can give a you can actually give how should I say, self acceptance of that or something like that. I guess is what I'm trying to think of. But you get what I'm getting at with this. But anyway, some of them require two parties. Some of them require all parties to give consent. But definitely look up the laws. And again, like if you're being recorded in private property, you can use that against them too. But I'm telling you, if you do this, you're gonna have to keep climbing the ladder with this. Take notes of every time it happened. dispute the crap out of that, because they're gonna hate it each time you're gonna keep pushing for that. They hate that for you to do that, because it's eventually gonna get somewhere where they don't want that information to be at. They're gonna get caught, and it's gonna get to a point where they're gonna have to back the heck off. They're not gonna have much of a choice. And the primary reason for that is because, well, no company is going to allow something like that to keep continuing to happen, because if it continues to happen and they leave people in the workforce like that, they going to look at it. It's going to end up getting disputed to a huge freaking lawsuit. They would rather fire those people than have that happen. So you gotta look at it from this. For me, it's mostly about surviving, but at the same time, it's mostly about manipulating their tricks to where it goes from a downer to more of a beneficiary method. Basically, you got to look at it from that, and you want them to do the talk. You want them to primarily do the talking, so you can actually understand what they're trying to push the scenario at, so that you can most likely go ahead and analyze what they're trying to do and actually try to say. Hear them out. But I'm telling you, they're gonna lie through their teeth. And when they start doing the street theater, spreading the rumors and stuff, again, usually as soon as they do that, I won't say anything the first time, but the second time they do it and enough people are aware of what they're doing, that's when I go ahead and play the video. When I play the video that gives the speech, they go dead silent. But you got to understand, there's a reason for that. There's a reason as to why I do that. And the reason as to why I do that is, but I don't know, I mean, feel free to do it even before then. For me, that's just my tactic. But feel free to do it before then, because what they will do is definitely go from overt to covert. But while you're just minding your own business, they're gonna talk mad crap about you. They're gonna talk mad stuff. They're gonna say anything they can say to get under your skin. All of this is bent towards projecting negative emotions, negative energy into you. They're gonna do nothing but talk all day, all night. And again, this is when I say that all gang stalkers, I mean, if you are a gang stalker, you have no life. You don't. I mean, every little bit of thing that what you're being paid for, every little thing that what you're doing is all bent towards someone else. And that's not living. So, again, the one thing they want you to do is to not live your life. But you know something? Tune them out. They start talking crap. Say, you know what? No, I'm not gonna listen to this. No, turn the channel. Turn the channel on them. Tune them out. Listen to something else besides their meaningless BS. Because in the end, it's nothing but a mind game. It's nothing but a waste of your time, and they know this. They're basically being paid to waste their time and to do this. But tune them out. Turn the channel, saying no, I'm not interested in hearing this anymore. Go to the next channel. See what else is new. It's my life, my choice. Keep that in mind. It's your life, your choice. You have the choice. You have the power to tune them out. You don't have to listen to them. You don't have to listen to a single word that they got to say. You don't have to accept their judgment, because in the end, they may have done some things in this world that are 10 times worse than you may have ever done. They may have gotten themselves so caught up in their own addictions that it actually has caught up with them. And now they're being most likely are given and here's the thing, this is why people say this is the scapegoat method. They're given a chance to getting out of their mess in exchange for tearing you down. That's another method that they use with these gang stalkers. And if it's not that, then it's gonna be you are just a person of interest that they're trying to tear down in a certain aspect. If they're using, and I'm telling you again, if they're doing like certain methods as far as things are concerned, you got to understand this. Whether it's a reference to something, you got to always understand whatever they're saying, whatever they're doing, that's coming from both their mindset. Those are words coming out of their mouth. That's stuff coming from their perspective of thinking. Therefore, that's basically projection coming from them over to you. It doesn't mean that what they're saying of you is true. And as far as it's concerned, the only person who can ever make that true is yourself. But you need to understand that what they do is they try to psychologically confuse you into getting your mindset fixated on something that they wish to convert you into. Chances are they probably are that, or whatever it is that they're trying to fixate you into. They probably got that. They probably are either like that themselves, or they probably have those situations themselves. But again, tune them out. Turn the channel on them. Say, just immediately stop and say no. No. I'm not going to care about what you got to say. I'm not about to hear your threats. I'm not about to hear your slander. I'm not about to hear your lies. I'm not about to hear any of it. I'm not going to accept it because I don't have to. I'm going to put my headphones on. I'm going to listen to my music. Or I'm going to watch a movie. Or I'm going to tune into some YouTube. And I'm going to live my life. That's the one thing they don't want you to say. That's the one thing they don't want you to do. And that's the one thing that they cannot stand for you to do, because they don't get paid unless your mindset, your amount of thinking is fixated on the torture that they are implementing on you. One of the best things you can do is boost your mental focus and mental strength, because it's when you do that your mind's strength becomes so strong you can instantly tune them out with a snap of a finger. That's the best thing you could possibly do. Boost your mind, boost your mental strength, boost your mental focus, boost your mental hearing. And yes, there is a such thing as a mental hearing. Boost your mental hearing, because you can tune your hearing and channel it towards specific sounds other than what they're saying. So basically, you will be picking up those other sounds other than their words. You may still hear their words, but there's a very big difference to it when you get used to this. And the thing about this is that all of this is spontaneous movements. These are it's like it's different senses acting independently at either at their own pace or in conjunction. But if gangs start acting up, tune them out. They start acting up, walk away. It's a situation that they try to create, and you yourself are basically the person of interest, the person who was supposed to be the show for them. The way I do it, I don't even show up. I run late. Not saying run late to work, but you need to understand what I'm getting at here. What I mean is, what I run late is, or don't show up, it's like I'm not gonna show up for their show. I'm not gonna invite myself into the mix of their conversation. I'm not gonna put myself in the mix of their general circle of interest. They put me in there, I take myself back out. They talk mess about me, I ignore it and I walk away. Because the only people who needs to know the truth about me, and who I believe that the only opinion that honestly matters above all else, is both God and Jesus. In the end, that's the only Those are the only people who I honestly believe that honestly matters when it comes to any judgmental thoughts of any kind towards me. And I know if Jesus would go as far as to have any kind of divine intervention for anybody, anyone, if Jesus didn't love you, there would not be any help out here, man. There would be no information out anywhere for you to know to get any type of relief from this. So please believe me that you're not alone in this. There's plenty of us out here. Plenty of us out here who have gone through this. And the only regret that I have is just not realizing it sooner. Because I believe there's certain people who I came across I actually could have helped in this situation. I believe there's certain situations that I may have seen that I've actually gotten the wrong idea of. And I know this because the system of which these gang stalkers work for, it is designed to generally shift the public interest, the public viewpoint, into believing what it wants it to believe. So again, remember, it's your eyes, it's your ears, it's your body. Take control of it. It's your life. God gave you that life for a reason. These people are out here to stop you from living your life for a good reason. They've already since sold their souls from the devil, and as you can see, most of these gang stalkers who are fully devoted have absolutely no intentions of stopping. Not any. Don't let them drag you down with them. Instead, rise above it. Break free from that hold. Move on and prosper. The only thing you have to fear is fear itself. And these are some words from a truly great man. I won't mention his name because honestly, it eludes me at the moment. But it is not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And hence the people who honestly are also going through the same thing. And in this case, it's not even about the country. It's not what the people can do for you, but what you can do for your people. And I say that because this is something that's going on worldwide. There's so many people out there suffering from this. There's so many people who are fighting this, who are actually trying to protect not just themselves, their family, their children, their grandparents, everything, their friends. Phew, excuse me. Ooh, man, I'm really sneezing today. But just remember, don't give in to the despair. Don't give in to the fear. Reach out. Immediately reach out. Don't allow them to have the fear consume you. They've tried this with me several times, and it wasn't until I realized that this fear was not my own, but theirs. And you need to understand, this organization is afraid of exposure, of complete worldwide exposure, in which I honestly, at this point, I believe that it completely is already worldwide exposed. That's not the real problem that it's afraid of. It's afraid that too many people will become self-aware. It's afraid that too many people will become self-aware of what's really going on, and then they won't be able to stop it. But you see, there's a way to undo what they did, their gaslighting tactics, and it's just exactly what my method is. Let them display their little behavior for people to see it, right? Let them display that. Yeah, they're gonna put it out on display. They're gonna wherever you go to any new location. When you go to that new location, what you want to do is you want to let them do that shit. You want to wait and let them do their mess. Let them spread the little messed up rumors, and then play a documentary video displaying every little tactic, every little gesture of gang stalking and what it is. And guess what? The minute they hear that, they're going to look back at the situation that happened, and they're going to realize that that is gang stalking, what that person is doing. The fact that they would show up with evidence that shows that they have been recording a certain individual for like several different times, that's stalking. No matter what your excuse for doing it is, doing literally having a person unsuspectingly recorded like that, that's stalking. But for us TIs, for us it's not, because in actuality for us, we're the ones being stalked, and we're just gaining documentary evidence of it for our own protection. But in these gang stalkers scenario, they have no justification. They have no sense of real justice. And any sense of justice they have is long since been twisted by this inevitability of greed, malevolence, and just downright hatred that they have within their hearts. They've allowed themselves to be warped into something that is far beyond any type of human recognition to even redeem. Some of them who recently get involved don't even know about the death tolls that this organization has on its hands. I know one thing though. I don't ever intend to allow this organization to control me. I don't ever will allow it to consume me. And I will never allow it to cause me or cause anyone to do harm unto another. And that's why I'm reaching out. That's why I'm giving the tips as best I can to help people out. I'm starting to, I looked up an invention called Q-Wave, and I see mixed up messages on this. Some people are saying it actually works, and some other people saying it doesn't work. And the thing that I know that this organization likes to do is it likes to basically twist public opinion to where anything that really is beneficiary will not be viewed as a means for everybody to just rush up and go get it. And considering that it's not really being sold in any major markets is another question. So as far as this thing is concerned, my thoughts on that device, I don't know, because I have not tried it out. My guess is, look, in this case, anything that's not over 1,000, and if you got some cash that you can spare, in this case, I honestly would not recommend, buying something like that for that amount of price, because going through this, you definitely want to save your money. That's my biggest advice to all TIs out there. Save your money. If you have a job and they're trying to take that from you, don't let them do it. Don't give them that excuse. They try to come up with an excuse to get you fired, you come up with an excuse to keep your job. They try to come up with an excuse to get you locked up, you come up with an excuse to why you didn't do nothing wrong in the first place. They come up with any kind of excuse at all. You come up with one to immediately deteriorate any type of lie, of any type of slander, to any type of setup that they may have. And if they're bringing up any type of threats related to your past of any kind, of any way, of any shape or form, unless they can actually physically put this stuff in your face, is complete BS. Recognize the scare tactics. Understand their lies. Understand their narcissism. Understand the fact that they don't hold power over you unless you give them the power to hold over you. Understand that they don't want you to tune out to them. They want you to tune in. I'll say this again. Don't tune in to them. Change the channel. Live your life because you only have one life to live. Don't let them manipulate you. Don't let them take control over you. Don't let them control you at all. In the end, you're the one who truly controls yourself in these factions. This technology, hypnosis, is a real thing. I'm not gonna deny that. It is definitely a real thing. But understand, alone, we only have so much strength that we can possibly use. But together, our strength is much, much greater. And they will stop at nothing to prevent that. This is MM's TI Strategy Guide. This is just my daily speech. I guess I got a little bit of tips in there and a little bit of my info on some ideas that I had for a little bit of things here and there. But that's about all I got for today. I do plan on posting the my body cam vids that I have, but you got to understand, I gotta process that through editing, because I'm not gonna I already know how the law works and all that, which I wish for all other CIs to also look into that from when they do their recordings as far as evidence gathering, because I'm telling you, they will use stuff like this against you if you try to go to court and take it to trial. So, and even if you don't take it to trial, like if you're recording in certain areas, they will still use that against you. So, just be mindful of that. But again, invest in a body cam. Invest in a body cam. Get X recorder. The X screen recorder. Get that. Get an EMF meter. Download this stuff on your phone. Because immediately, you don't have to have a phone over a phone. You can have the app over the phone and have the SD card house the evidence that you gather. And then immediately you can just click on it as you're recording, and then bam, you catch them in the act. As you've seen on this video that I'm going to post today, they had the meter and you even see me on the couch. They had this around over 1,000 as I'm just sitting here. Right now it's 10:31 a.m. in the morning. It's Tuesday, December 10th. Again, this is MM's TI Strategy Guide. I'm over and out.